the makeup key. Question 3 معطينا probability of A, معطيني probability of A1 and A2, and giving me that the probability of the intersection is 0. They give me the conditional of B under the condition of A1. They give me B under the condition of A2. قاعد يسألني A1 A2 mutually exclusive. طبعا mutually exclusive لأن the intersection, the probability of the intersection is 0. معناها أن A1 intersect A2 is phi. معناها they are mutually exclusive. The reason, if you said the intersection is phi, if you said because the probability is 0, all of them is correct and you are getting the mark of the question. الحين يبغى probability of A1 intersect B and A2 intersect B. أنا أعرف إن ال conditional A1 under or B as they give me here. A probability of B under condition A1 اللي أعطاني إياها أساساً is equal to probability of the intersection of B and A1. Okay, let me write it here. It is the probability of the intersection على probability of A1. Doing like cross multiplication يطلع عندي probability of the intersection is the probability of A1 في الكونديشنال. هذا مرة مهمة وحتى في الفاينل يجي أمور زي كذا. اوكي، النموذج اللي راح نحله الحين في سؤال زي كذا. كلكم تتكلمون عربي. Any problem with talking in Arabic? Any non-Arabic speakers with us? I am. Okay, so let's keep it in English then. So probability of A1 intersect B is the probability of A1 multiply probability of the conditional. You will see a lot of questions similar to this even in the final. So we have the values, just multiply, get the result. We have the values of A2 and conditional B under condition of A2. We multiply them, get the result. Now they want the probability of B. Okay, they want the probability of B. And the A1 and A2 giving me a partition, and the B is something in between them. So probability of B is the probability of A1 intersect B زائد the probability of A2 intersect B. This is something they give me, or I find in part B actually, so we just add the two values to get the result. Is it clear now? Okay. Okay. So any question 4 about the card. Now we have a playing card. We have 52 playing card. We know the 52 playing card. We have 2 sets that are red and 2 sets that are black. صح ولا لا؟ Each one of them has a 13 playing card. ال 13 playing card فيهم الأيس اللي هي اللتر A، فيهم الجوكر، وفيها الكينج، وفيها الكوين، وبعدين عندنا النمبرز I think من ال 1 إلى ال 9 صح؟ عندنا النمبرز من ال 1 إلى ال 9 والأيس والجوكر والكينج والكوين. Numbers them from 1 to 9. Total 13. Okay, try to check when playing set to know what you have inside it. It is an A, which is an ace, joker, king, queen, and numbers from 1 to 9 you have. So all of them are 13 playing cards. An event E1, event the drawn card is red. Well, event F, the drawn card is an ace. An overall space ما ننسى إن it is 52. My capital N is 52. Okay, عندنا من 1 ل 10 cards ولا من 1 to 9؟ ما أعتقد فيها 10. ما أعتقد إن فيها 10. I think إن من 1 to 9. فيها 10. اها والايس هو ال1 صح؟ الايس هو ال1 وفيها من ال1 لل10 صحيح. اها اوكي صح كده. الايس هي نفسها ال1 صحيح. اوكي نقدر نقول ان الكاردز من ال2. I'm not good with the cards too. Okay, but I just want to know them so that I can solve a question. Okay بالضبط. الايس هو ال1 اساسا وعندنا بعدين الكاردز من ال2 لل10 وعندنا الجوكر والكينج والكوين. Okay. So the drawn card is red. الريد عندي 13 و13 مع بعض it's 26 so over 52. The F is the drawn card is an ace. In each one of the sets I have a one ace so all together 4 ace over 52. The result is 1 على 13. Easy, right? Now the conditional. And ace, red and ace. How many I have? The 26 اللي هي الريد اللي هي الاي. So 1 over 13, 1 over 13 the same since if probability if this can come the final but a similar concepts. You will need to use the conditional. You will need, they will ask being dependent or they want the probability under probability of the second divided by the probability of E. This is the rule. If E معناها and ace red and إلا 2 red ace and probability of E يعني probability of red الred عندي 26 red so we can say it is 2 over 26. Okay. I cannot explain anything from the assessment now. I still didn't grade, we still didn't announce the answer key, so the system is still open, so I cannot discuss anything about it. Okay? Yeah, if any question in this part, go ahead, please. I can just have a look at the table now and see what's your question. إذا في intersection, once you have intersection we subtract it. A probability of A union B for Hadil. Now I'm answering Hadil. About you Basma, now we will solve some previous year's finals and there are tables. Okay? There are tables Basma and you will see and then ask me. If you have a question ask me. لو ما بسطته عادي. Yeah, it's fine. It's still fine. So B of A union B, it's a probability of A plus probability of B, your question Hadil, minus probability of A intersect B. Intersection, once you have the intersection you need to subtract it. لما ما يكون في intersection no need for this part. Okay? So this is the general rule for the union. In case I have intersection, I need to subtract it. In case I don't have intersection, خلاص, no need to have this part there. But this is the general rule that we need to use. Let's go to a final. Let's go to a final now. سامر كيف طلعنا ال 13؟ ال 13 هذه عدد البلاينج كارد، the number of the playing cards. شايف الكارد؟ عندنا هارت، عندنا دايموند، عندنا سبيد، كل واحدة فيها 13 ورقة. ال 13 هذه فيها A جوكر كينج كوين والورق من 2 إلى 10 والA اللي هي الواحد. Okay, so let's go now to a final. Let's go to a final, and do you really want me to record this? Just take a print screen, just a screenshot, sorry, for that one. No need to record the lecture, okay? Just take pictures of that, okay? No need to record. Come on. Okay, let's record it. This is the final revision. This is the latest final that we have. I'm gonna do the questions one by one, and if you have any question regarding the part that I'm doing, just stop me. Now here in the question 1, they are asking the mean of binomial distribution. Do you remember the binomial distribution? The binomial of x, n, and p. X is the number, n is how many trails I have, p is the probability of the success. صح ولا لا؟ They are asking me to find the mean. The mean in that case is m في p. So the mean of binomial distribution, number of trails is 10. So my n is 10, okay? And the probability of failure, ننتبه هذا الفشل. So this is my Q, not my P. So my P is 1 minus Q أساسا, so it is 0.6. صح ولا لا؟ إذا الفيلير 0.4, then the success is the complementary of that one, which is 0.6. Now I have my n, I have my p, my mu is nothing but m في p, so multiply 10 في 0.6, it's equal to 6. So the correct answer is 6. Easy? Easy? So what if they ask about the standard deviation? What if they ask about the variance? Again, we have rules for that. We have a rule for variance. هذا قانون يا سامر. طبعا هذا قانون. This is from chapter 5. Now in 2, in how many ways can 8 people be lined up in a row for photograph? And the 8 people, they are lining up for a photograph. So 8 lining in 8 places, this is a permutation. This is factorial 8 أو نقدر نقول a permutation 8 بالضبط. The result is 43-0. عندي 8 أشخاص lining up in one row. The first place 8, the second place 7, the third place 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. An easy thing. Okay, now in question 3, I'm talking about the probability of B is 2/3. Probability of the intersection is 1/6. They want the probability of the conditional easy ولا لا؟ What is that? This is nothing but probability of A intersect B divided by probability of the second one اللي هو B الثاني divided by the second. So we divide the intersection اللي هو 1 على 6 على 2 over 3. Get the result. You will get the result is equal to 1 over 4. Very easy and basic. Now, if this is an interval from 0 to 4, the standard deviation for the probability density function. Like, what do you remember whenever I have a distribution على interval? And that's it. This is what? I have an interval and I have a density function given by 1 over 4. This is what? This is uniform distribution. Okay, this is a uniform distribution. If you remember, when you have an interval AB, the uniform distribution fx equal to 1 على B minus A for the x between A and B and 0 otherwise, صح? For my special case, the interval is 0, 4. The function fx is 1 على 4 minus 0, which is 1 over 4. واضح ان it's a uniform distribution. They are asking me to find the standard deviation. If you remember the variance, مش the standard deviation, the rule is b minus a square على 12. Do you remember? The rule of the variance, it is b minus a square على 12. So my sigma square in this case, B is 4 minus A, which is 0 square على 12, يعني 16 على 12. يعني we can say that sigma اللي هي standard deviation that they want is the square root of 16 على 12. The square root of 16 على 12 is nothing but 2 على 3. The square root of 16, and here we have 4 multiply 3, you will get the result is 2 على square root of 3 if you simplify it. Clear? Now pay attention to this question. How many odd 2-digit whole number less than 70 are there? I'm talking about a 2-digit number, okay? But this number must be odd and must be less than 70, okay? النمبرز اللي عندي are the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. صح ولا لا؟ In the first place مكان التens at the space of the tens. If I want my number to be less than 70, what are the options I have? What are the options I have here to put in the place of the tens? I want my number to be less than 70. Not from 0 to 9, no. Not from 0 to 6. It is actually 1 to 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Why not 0? Because if you put a 0, it is not a 2-digit number anymore. صح? So I have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to choose in between. I cannot choose the 0. لأن if I put a 0, it's not anymore 2-digit number. I cannot choose 7 ولا 8 ولا 9 لأن it's gonna be more than 70. So all the options that I have are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. How many of them I have? 6 options here. So 6 options for the first place multiplied with how many options I have for the place of the ones, مكان الأحاد. I want my number to be odd. أبغاه odd. I don't want it to be even. If I want it to be odd لازم الأحاد or the ones be odd. So odd يعني 1 ولا 3 ولا 5 ولا 7 ولا 9. how many options I have؟ يعني يا أحط 1 يا 3 يا 5 يا 7 يا 9. So I have 5 options. So overall I have 30 options here. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? You use all the incomes the inputs that you have here and try to find it. Again, أبغى النمبر يكون odd and it must be 2 digit. Whole number less than 70. ما اخترنا 5. عندنا 5 أرقام 5 options. I didn't choose 5. I have 5 options هنا. بالضبط لأن عندي 5 numbers are odd. النمبر should be odd. فمكان التركيبة بالشكل هذا الكومبينيشن هذه العشرات وهذه الآحاد صح ولا لا؟ أنا لما أقول 2 digit numbers I have 2 places to fill. هذا راح يكون التنز وهذا الونز. Okay? So for the tens عشان my number is less than 70 ما I cannot choose 0 طبعا because the 0 will make my number as a 1 digit number. So I can choose 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 here. So how many options? 6 options. I'm talking about how many options I have. For the ones place I'm talking about odd number عشان النمبر odd لازم الآحاد odd. So how many options I have for the ones? يا 1 يا 3 يا 5 يا 7 يا 9. How many options I have? I have 5 options. Okay? So 6 multiply 5, it is a 30 options. Yeah, a little bit tricky, but not difficult. Believe me, it's not difficult. Try to think about it yourself. Okay? Try to imagine the situation. Here, this is questions. How many outcomes are there in binomial experiment? Binomial experiment has success or failure. صح ولا لا؟ So how many outcomes عندنا؟ يا pass, didn't pass. Boy or a girl, true or false. So it is just 2 options we have. بالضبط, success or failure. Easy, but again, they are trying to experiment your knowledge. Do you understand what does binomial mean ولا لا? You understand that binomial give me success or failure, so 2 outcomes I have. Here we have a question. They are giving me probability of A, probability of C, probability of their union, asking you to find the probability of the intersection. Now I know in the probability A مع probability C minus probability intersection is a probability union صح؟ This is my rule. طيب they give me the union, they want me to find the intersection. I can do it by switching their places. It's probability A, probability B minus probability the union. I have all the values 1 over 4, 3 over 8 and minus 1 over 2. The result is 1 over 8. In part B, they are asking you to find the probability of A under condition C using the rule. This is the probability of the intersection على probability الثاني, the second one, يعني على probability of C. Probability of the intersection, we find it from part A, it's 1 over 8 divided by probability of C, given again in the question, it is 3 over 8. Divide the 2 values, get the result, it is 1 over 3. Okay? As I told you, this is important thing, the things where they are giving you some probabilities, asking you to get another thing out of it. Probability of A intersect complement of C. You remember, when we talk about you have A, you have C. A intersect الكومبلمنت معناها this part صح ولا لا؟ هذا This is A intersect complement C. So we can just say that this is the probability A كلها minus probability الانترسكشن. Again, this is one of the properties اللي كانت موجودة عندنا أساسا. If both of them complement, like when you have a probability of A complement intersect C complement, again it's easy. It is probability of A union C complement ولا بسمة probability of A complement C complement is the probability A union C complement. I drag the complement up, change the intersection into union. Okay, if I drag the complement outside the De Morgan law, the intersection changed to be union, and this is nothing but 1 minus probability of A union C, and I have probability of A union C. I can find that one. Okay, بالضبط. هذا كله من probability اللي هو chapter 2. هذا كله, this is all from chapter 2. بعدين determine whether they are independent. Okay, and the probability of the intersection 1/8. It is not same as probability A for probability B. So they are not independent. Okay, or you can check in the probability A under condition C, not the same as the probability A, معناها they are not independent. لا تقاطع ما يساوي الضرب. لا, not all the time. In special cases we can, if they are dependent. In special cases when they are dependent. بس هنا الانترسكشن we use this formula to find it. We cannot just multiply the two of them to get the intersection unless they told me they are dependent. إلا إذا مستقلين dependent. Okay. Let's go to question number 2 now. It's a table. The number of calls received per day at the crisis hotline is distributed as following. This is X. This is the PX. Okay, هذا نفس chapter 3 when we talk about the random variable, the probability of the random variable. The X PX اللي احنا نسميها FX, F small x, صح؟ This is F small x. So 5.2, 6.25, 7, 8, and 9. Their sum need to equal to what? Do you remember? Their sum equal to 1. لازم their sum should equal to 1. Find me the cumulative now distribution and use it to find probability x less than 9. الcumulative اللي هو f capital of x. دائما put in your mind. عندنا ال probability distribution fx. عندنا random variable. From it I get fx small. From there I can get f capital. How? For 5 it is 0.2. For 6 it is 0.2 plus 0.5. Here 0.45. For the 7, we add 0.2, 0.25, 0.38. We add all what is less than the number I have. For the 8, it's 0.2, 0.25, 0.38 equal to 0.83. For 9, we add all less than, and we will get it's equal to 1. لازم the last one should be 1 لأن I'm adding all. Again, less than 5 it is 0.2. Less than 6 it is the sum of the 2 here. Less than 7 the sum of the 3. Less than 8 a sum of 4. Less than 9 the sum of all of them. This will give you the cumulative distribution. Okay, So this is the complete of the table, what completes the table that we have. And if I want to find the probability of x less than 9, ايش يعني less than 9؟ ايش يعني less than 9؟ يعني 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. بالضبط f of 8. This is f of 8. This is nothing but f of 8, which is 5, 6, 7 and 8, which is what here? 0.93, which is 0.93 here. Find the expected value. Expected value يعني ايش? What does expected value mean? يعني المين. They want the mu. The mu is the sum of x في ال fx اللي هي نفسها ال expectation of x. x fx x fx يعني 5 في ال 0.2, 6 في ال 0.25, 7 في ال 0.38, 8 في ال 0.10, 9 في ال 0.07. Multiply, do the sum, get the result. This is your expected value. This is my mean here. Okay. In the part C, they want me to find the variance. Then I find the standard deviation. The variance اللي هي sigma square. With standard deviation is the sigma. I know that sigma square is nothing but expectation of x square minus mu square. بالضبط. So I need to find expectation of x square, which is the sum of x square في fx. x square يعني 5 square 25 في ال 0.2. 6 square 36 في ال 0.25. 7 square 0.49 في ال 0.38. 8 square 64 في ال 0.1. 9 square 81 بال 0.07, and add them all to get ex square. I'm not done yet because I need to subtract mu square out of that to get the result. So use the result that you get. The mu I already got from the part B of the question. So subtract ex square minus mu square اللي هي expectation x square. Get the result. This is my variance. This is my sigma square. The sigma is the square root of that one. It's 1.1 here. Okay. So, let's move. Any question regarding this part before I move? Easy. I think it's easy thing. يعني دائما the questions are the same, repeated in the same system. Question 3. It's a probability function, but it is for a continuous, For a continuous distribution. Notice what did they give me in the question. They give me f capital, شايفين? It's not f small, and be careful. They could give you fx, or they could give you f capital. The integration of fx give me the f capital, صح? So if they give me f capital, they want you to get fx, what should I do? Find the derivative. Differentiate. I have fx, and I can get f capital X by finding the integration of fx with respect to x. The opposite direction, I find f dash of x to give me my small fx. Can you see? A little bit tricky. So this is the f capital that they gave to me here. It is 4x3 minus 3x4. Find the probability density function, the small fx. So just find the derivative. The derivative is 3 go down, multiply with 4, it's 12. X squared. You remember in the slides, I gave you some rules of the basic derivative. Go back to them, make sure that you can do this basic derivative thing. So the derivative of minus 3x4, the 4 go down. This is chapter 4, I think. And so it is 13. 3 في ال 4, which is 12x to the power 3. And my x, as you know, is from 0 to 1. So this is my distribution function, my probability distribution or density function. I think this is chapter 4. I don't remember. Now use the cumulative. يعني use what? They want me to use f capital of x to find the probability less than 12. Probability less than 12 is nothing but f of 12, صح? f capital of 12. Half it is, not 12, it is half, صح? Yeah, it is half. Okay. It is half, not 12. So it's nothing but f of half. F of half, substitute in this function, x, change it to half. So 1 over 8, 1 over 16, multiply, get the result. So this is the f of half. Find me the expected value now. ايش يعني ال expected value؟ يعني they want the mu. The mu is nothing but the integration x في fx. And it is integration from 0 to 1. X is a constant, is a variable here. Fx is the thing that I find in A, هذه اللي highlighted in the square here or rectangle here. This is my fx. So multiply x في 12x square minus 12x3. This is the result that you get. Integrate, substitute with the borders 0 to 1, get the final result. Clear? Now the details, do them yourself. The integration details, do them yourself. Make sure that you know how to do it. بالضبط. F dash, yes بسمة. F dash of x is fx, and yes, I'm recording the lecture. Question number 4. Consider a Poisson probability distribution with mu equal to 3. You remember the Poisson distribution? Do you remember that? The Poisson distribution given by fx equal e minus lambda t to the power x divided by factorial x. And we say that mu is lambda t, صح؟ طيب they give me that mu is 3. معناها ان lambda t is 3 here. Tariq, when you are calculating, you want me to go back to that one then. When you are calculating the expected value, طبعا I'm using the small fx. في ال expected value, we use the small fx. في ال variance وال expected, we use the small fx, not the capital. في ال probability of less than, we use the cumulative, اللي هي ال capital fx. Function density, yeah. Okay. Done questions? Yes, Malak, in B we substitute in capital fx لأن قال لي use the cumulative. الcumulative اللي هي f capital of x. Yeah, we have 5 questions. We are choosing the best 4. يلا, pay attention to question number 5. So in question number 5, I'm talking, يلا, pay attention, stop typing, pay attention to this question. I'm talking about a Poisson probability distribution with the mu equal to 3. This is the Poisson distribution formula, and the lambda t is my mu. So they gave me that this mu is 3. So directly I know that my formula is fx e to the power minus 3 to the power x على factorial x, right? So this is my formula. Now for my special case here, when they give me the mu اللي هي نفسها lambda t equal to 3. Write the appropriate Poisson distribution function. So here is the function. I'm just changing lambda t to 3. Find f at 1. ايش يعني f at 1؟ يعني just substitute with your x with 1. Change x with 1. It is e to the power minus 3 to the power 1 على factorial 1. Get the result. You must know how to find that, and this is the result that we are getting. Okay. Find f of 2. Again, just substitute with x 2. E to the power minus 3 to the power 2 على factorial 2, and this is the result that we get. Find the probability greater than or equal to 2. Greater now to equal to 2, now it's a big thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So I can think about it as 1 minus probability everything less than 2. بدال greater than or equal to 2, the opposite is less than 2. So 1 minus less than 2, I have a 0. I have the 1 بس. So 1 minus probability 0, probability 1, اللي هي F0 and F1. You find F0, you find F1, subtract them from 1, and get the result that you need here. Easy? This is an easy question. If you know the formula, it's very easy. This is the chapter 5, yeah. This is a chapter 5 question. Last question now is from chapter 6, اللي هو normal distribution. Now the normal distribution question, it could be a standard normal distribution, which is the z, or it could be just a normal distribution, which is x. صح ولا لا? If it is z, you are done. If it is x, you need to write the z as x minus mu على sigma, صح? And then you start to solve. As I told you, they are gonna give you a table, a part of a table actually. Can you see? They give me a small part of the table that I will use here. I need that next to me. So this is the part of the table they give to me to solve. Find me the area under the standard normal distribution, the z that lies to the right of z 1.96. To the right, and greater than or less than? Can you tell me? To the right of, so greater than or less than it is? Great. To the right. على يمين. يعني greater. So z greater than 1.96. I need to use a table. So what should I do? 1 minus probability of z less than 1.96. A table give me the less than, صح? So I need to change this to the less than case. Where is 1.96? Can you see? Where is 1.96? شايفين الريزلت؟ It is the last one, 0.9750. So we can just write it as 1 minus 0.9750 and get the result here. easy صح؟ Now to the left of, so directly now they want z less than minus 1.39. على طول it is less than. The table direct give me, what is minus 1.39? ها 0.0823 وهذا الجواب. سهل ولا لا؟ بالضبط صحيح. Now the C between now z 0.48 minus 0.48 and 1.74. So I'm talking about the probability صغير 0.48 less than z less than 1.74. I can change this to probability z less than 1.74 minus probability of z less than minus 0.48. Now those two from the table directly you get 1.474 this value and minus 0.48 this value. Subtract the two values here and you get the result that you are looking for, 949. What's that here? 91 minus the 0.3156. And here is the result. It's equal to 0.6435. They said in between, dear Malak. Here they said in between. So in between يعني واحد على اليمين واحد على اليسار. One of them at the right, one of them at the left. And that's it. This is that was the final. Can you see that everything is from the last 3 chapters? Can you see? I'm still going to go through one more sample. Don't leave. But did you see how important to study the last 3 chapters very well? Yeah, except the multiple choice and question 2 is from chapter 2. Yeah. Okay, so it's very important for me that you study the last 3 chapters. Let me do this one now here. This is one more sample. Quickly, are you? No, I cannot send them. Unfortunately, I cannot send the samples. The one I did before was the one for the last semester, Raya. The one that I was doing now was the one for the previous semester. So you want a break now? So let's take a break, like 10 minutes, and we'll back to do the second sample. No, let's take a break, okay? Go take a break and pray like 10-15 minutes, and I'm back. That when it is just not normal, sorry, normal, not natural. درجات الواجب 5 days after the cut-off date. يعني 20 على not 20 21 إن شاء الله. Okay, 2021 يعني like Monday إن شاء الله. Okay. إن شاء الله Monday I will release them. So go take a break and pray and see you again. So let's go back to our revision. Now I'm gonna solve another final sample with you. Let me start the recording again. So here we have one more example. Let me go quickly through the questions. You have a probability of A given by 0.8. Probability of B is given by 0.6. They want the probability of A and B. What does and mean here? What does and mean here? The intersection, صح ولا لا? So I'm talking about the probability of A intersect B. And notice they say they are independent. If they are independent directly, I can write this as a probability A multiply probability B. In general, no, but in this case we can, since they told me they are independent. So just multiply 0.8 في 0.6 and you will get the result. You will see that the result is none of the things that we have here. So the answer is none. بالضبط. Otherwise, you need to write the probability of the intersection, not addition. No, it's a probability of the union with minus. No, let me write it correctly. It is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of the union. Okay, not addition. It is this in case they are not independent. You will need to use this formula. How many permutations now are there of letters in the word radar? Do you remember how we do such a thing? I give you an example of the name Muhammad. In the exam, they give you the word infinity. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, so factorial 5 divided by the R repeated 2 times, so factorial 2, and the A also repeated 2 times, so again factorial 2. So it is factorial 5 and I have 5 letters, factorial 2 and the R repeated 2 times, the A repeated 2 times, so factorial 2, the D repeated 1 time, so we can just write factorial 1. Factorial 1 is 1, so no problem if you didn't write it. So it's factorial 5, factorial 2, factorial 2, and this is the result. Okay. In question 3, I'm tossing a coin 9 times. The expected number of heads. What do you think? Give me suggestions here. What do you think? How we're gonna use this? The expected number is the mean طبعا صح? They want the mean of getting ahead. What do you think? What kind of experiment do that? Now in chapter 4, 5, 6, we learn about the random variable. We learn about the special types of random variable. Now in case you are having 9 times, this is a binomial distribution. X and the number is 9 and the probability of head is half, صح? This is binomial. The mean in that case is equal to m fil p. My n is 9. My p is the probability of getting ahead is half. So it is 9 multiply half equal to 4.5. So the answer is 4.5. This is a binomial. Okay. Now here they are giving me a density function for a continuous random variable. They are asking me to find A that make this a density function. What do you think? What should I do here? Tell me. The integration now from 0 to 1, the function third plus ax squared should equal to 1. And solve it. The integration of third is third x. The integration of x squared is ax to the power 3 على 3. This equal to 1. This will give me 3 here, multiply with the 1 in the x plus ax3 equal to 3. And this is from the 0 to 1, don't forget. This is from 0, 1. At the 0 it is 0. At the 1 it is 1 plus a equal to 3. So my a is equal to 2. So the solution is a equal to 2. Okay. A very common question when they give you density function asking you to find the a. Question 5. From the past experience, okay, good. So this is question number 4, the density function. Did you follow up that part? Yes, I stopped the record. ما راح بس I stopped it. Let me see. Question number 5 here. Let me read the question again. From past experience, it is known that 95% of all cans of paint manufactured by a company are labeled correctly. If Ali purchased 6 of such cans of paint, the probability that 5 are labeled correctly is what? Notice I have 2 cases. يا إما إن painted correctly or not. فعندنا success وعندنا failure. صح ولا لا؟ صح ولا لا؟ So it is a binomial. Clearly this is a binomial. And now the binomial is of x, and the number of the cans that he purchased are what? 6. So the n is 6. And the probability of the success يعني that painted correctly is 95%. So 95%, or we can say it is 0.95. So 0.95. So it is a binomial of this x 6.95. The rule is it is n على x يعني 6 على x. P now to the power n minus x, I think it is like this, and q to the power x. صح? My n is 5 and my x is 5, my n is 6. So I'm looking for, it is the opposite. Yeah, b to the power x and q to the power n minus x. Good. So I'm talking about binomial of 5, 6, and 0.95. 0.95 is like this here. So the binomial here, calculate the value, get the result, and this is the result that you will get. Okay? You can get this equal to 65.95 to the power 5. And the q now in this case is 0.05 to the power 1. And get your result. Okay? Very easy. Is it very clear? If you know that this is binomial, pay attention to the question. The following is known to be the probability distribution. It's a probability distribution table. X and Px. Px is nothing but Fx. All of the values are there, and one of them is only unknown here. They are asking me to find this unknown thing. What do you think? What do you think? How can I do that? بالضبط. The all sum need to be 1. يعني the 0.05 with the 0.25 with the 0.35 with the question mark here with the 0.15 all need to be 1. نجمعهم ونطرحهم من واحد بالضبط. This will give you the result you are looking for. Add all of them, subtract from 1 to get the result that you are looking for. Okay, هذا multiple choice question. In the essay part now, shipment of pay attention to the question. I don't know, Yasamir, I don't know. You need to check that in the exam. Usually 5 question, total 10. Total 10 out of 50 على multiple choice. So here we have the question 1, shipment of 7 television. We have a similar in the slide, by the way. We have a similar example, but now they are changing the numbers, the things. A shipment here of 7 television contain 2 defective. I have 7. Do you remember when we solved something like this? 2 of them are defective. Okay? Which means 5 non-defective. صح? I have 2 of them are defective. Now the hotel is purchasing a 3 out of the 7. So my overall size of the experiment N is 7, 3. صح? My overall is N is 7, 3. Let me open that again. Okay, it works now. So N is 73, since I'm choosing a 3 out of the 7. So my random variable X is that the number of the defective I have. So my random variable, the number of the defective, I'm choosing a 3. So the number of the defective, can you tell me what is the number of the defective? 0 defective, 1 defective, or 2 defective, or 3 of them are defective, صح? So the table a shipment of 7 television set contains 2 defective. A hotel makes, yeah, no, it says 2 actually. Just 1 second. It is just 2. لأن أساسا 2 maximum defective. So the random variable, sorry, it is 0, 1, and 2. The maximum number of defective is 2, صح? Not 3, since I'm talking about 2 defective of them. So the probability of 0, I'm talking about the probability of 0 when 0 of them is defective. So the 3 I'm choosing, 0 of them are defective, which means from the 5 non-defective, I'm gonna choose the 3 divided by the overall, which is 7, 3. The probability at the 1 means 1, this should be 2. This needs to be 2 here because I have 2 defective. 0 of them I choose, so the non-defective I'm choosing 3. Probability at 1 means 1 of them is defective, so the 2 left are non-defective divided by 7, 3. Probability at 2 means 2 of them are defective and 0 non-defective divided by 7 and 3. Those are the results that you will get. 2, 7, 4, 7, and 1, 7. And to check your answer, you need to check that the sum is equal to 1 here. Why it isn't 1? 2 and 4, 6 and 1, 7 over 7, it's 1. It is 1. No, no, no. After simplification, it is 10 and 20 and 5, it is a 35. Okay, so the total is 1 actually. Yeah, 3 of them. Probability of 0, I'm choosing 3, صح? I'm choosing 3. So the 3 of them are non-defective. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, you are right. One of them is from here. You are right. Correct. Good. Excellent. You are getting the things. You are correct. 3, 3, and 3 here. Okay, good. Now then, since I have the table, they are asking me to find the cumulative distribution. To find the cumulative distribution, the 0 is 2 over 7. At the 1, it is 2, 7, and 4, 7, 6, 7. At the 2, it's the sum of all of them, which is 1. So my capital Fx, my cumulative distribution here, as you can see, is this table. Okay? And from that, they are asking me to find the probability now from 0 to 1. The probability from 0 to 1 from the table معناها probability at 0 and the probability at 1, which is the 6 over 7 actually. From 0 to 2, from 0 to 2, يعني probability 0, probability 1, and probability 2, it's equal to 1 actually. إيش يعني from 0 to 1؟ يعني at the 0 and the 1. Probability of 0, probability of 1 from the table. At the 0 is 2 over 7. At the 1 is 4 over 7. Together it is 6 over 7. Okay, you got it? And at the from 0 to 2, it is 0, 1, and 2. Add all of them, the result is 1. So, okay, so you must have a question similar to this, huh? For the random variable part, لازم similar. Either they will give you the table, the first table, or as you can see in the part A, they ask me to construct the table myself. This is chapter 3. Mu'tasim, I'm not getting your question. In B, not equal. In D, show not equal. Equal to 0, less than or equal x, less than or equal 2. So 0 will 1 with 2. It's equal to 1. It is smaller or equal. Why not? You can't see it clearly? Huh? It is. It is less than or equal. It is less than or equal or greater than or equal. Here's a question 2. Now, the number of students using MATLAB in per day is. Now, in this example, or this question here, they give me the table actually. This is x, this is fx. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and those are the probabilities. يعني this is my what? My small fx. The probability هي small fx. Find me the mean for this probability distribution. The mean is what? X في fx, the sum. So 6 في البوينت 15, 8 في البوينت 3, and 10 في البوينت 35, and 12 في البوينت 1, 14 في البوينت 1. Add everything together, get the result that will give you your mean. Easy. Find me the variance now. The variance sigma square is the expectation of x square minus expectation x اللي هي mu square. The mu square we find it already here. I still need to find the expectation of x square. The square of 6, 36. Square of 8, square of 10, square of 12, square of 14 multiplied with the fx. 0.15, 0.3, 0.35, 0.1, and 0.1 again. Get everything, this give you the result. Subtract from mu square يعني square of 9.4. This will give you the result. Okay? It's the expectation of x squared, not expectation of x here. So the x is need to be squared. Easy. سامر الميو expectation للx نفس الx. السيجما سكوير expectation x square minus الميو سكوير. expectation x square مو نفسها لأن الx لازم squared. Find the standard deviation. Now the standard deviation is sigma, so it's nothing but the square root of sigma square. Sigma square we find it in B, so just the square root of 5.24. This gives me the sigma. Now the question in D, pay attention to D. What's the probability that fewer than 8 or more than 12 use lab in a given day? Less than 8. Less than 8, fewer than 8, I'm talking about a probability of what? 6. More than 12, I'm talking about a probability of what? 14. So just add probability of 6, probability of 14. This will give you the result. ايش يعني fewer than 8؟ شايف التيبل؟ ايش يعني fewer than 8؟ اقل من 8 يعني 6. more than 12 اكثر من 12 اللي هي ال 14. fewer يعني smaller و more than يعني greater than. just a second. Now question number 3. Here. Suppose that random variable x is the flight time for a trip from Kuwait to Egypt on a certain airline has been found to vary between 150 minutes and 210 minutes. Moreover, the probability that the actual time falling in any given 1 minute interval in this range is the same. In fact, it can be assumed that the flight time has what? The uniform distribution on the interval of 150 to 210. So uniform distribution صح? The uniform distribution على AB given by fx is 1 على B minus A for the x's between A and B, and 0 otherwise. And the mu in that case is A plus B على 2, and the sigma square is B minus A square على 12. هذه الرولز لليونيفورم ديستريبيوشن صفيناها قدامنا. we are gonna use them. اوكي. ما عليه درجات القانون، اللي عليه درجات الجواب، بس احنا نحتاج نكتبه علشان نقدر نحل. What is the probability density function? The probability density function in the special cases, ال A حقتي is 150, my B is 210, so it is 1 على 210 minus 150, من 150 to 110 and 0 otherwise. This is my probability density function. And simplifying, this will give me this function. So this is my function here. This is my density function that they are asking for. Find the probability that the flight time for a randomly chosen flight is between 170 and 180 minutes. What do they want? Probability between 170 and 180. Since this is a density function, I need to find the integration من 170 to 180 of the function that I have, which is 1 over 60. So I find the integration of the function, which is, it is 60 only, not 1. Yeah, it is only 1 over 60 dx. Find the integration. 160 is a constant, so the integration of a constant is the constant for x. Well, x is between 170 to 180. 180 minus 170 is 10 على 60. This is 1 over 6. So the probability is 1 over 6. Find the mean. The mean is a plus b على 2. The mean is a plus b على 2. So 150 plus 210 على 2. 360 على 2, which is 180. The variance, I told you that the variance is b minus a square على 12. b minus a, 210 minus 150. We add the constant x because we integrate there. We add to the constant. The constant in 1 over 60, it is 1 over 60x. This is how we integrate the constant. So substitute with the rule that you have to find the variance. Get the variance. The square root now then will be the standard deviation. They ask just for the variance, so it's enough if you find me just the variance. Okay? Easy question? Clear? From battery course, a clothing store has discovered that 30% of people who enter the store will actually make purchase. واضح السؤال هذا إيش؟ هذا واضح إنه it's gonna be what? Binomial صح؟ 30% gonna purchase, so I have purchase or no صح؟ 8 people enter the store, so my n is 8. The probability that they will purchase is 30%, يعني 0.30, so not purchase is 0.70, the complement of that one. Find the probability that the following number of people will make a purchase. So I'm talking about binomial. X, my n is 8, my p is 0.30. Exactly 4 people. Where's my cursor? It's here. Exactly 4 people will purchase. So I'm talking about binomial 4, 8, and 0.30. صح? Find the binomial. It is 8, 4, 0.30 to the power x, يعني to the power 4, and 0.7 to the power 4 again, which is 8 minus 4. So find the result, and this is what you are getting. This is the result that we get here. Clear? You are following up with me. At least one person. إيش يعني at least one person؟ يعني I'm talking about greater than or equal to 1. I'm talking about the probability of x greater than or equal to 1. We agreed and it's not easy to find it for greater than or equal to 1. يعني it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easier we find it as 1 minus the probability of less than 1 اللي هي 0. So it's easier to find the 1 minus probability at the 0. Probability at the 0 is binomial 0, 8, and 0.3. Find it, subtract it from the 1, and get the result. Okay? And as you can see here, they are telling you that the student may find probability 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 all together, and this will give them the same result. And again, this is correct. Either you think about it like 1 minus probability as 0, or you can find it from 1 to 8. هذا chapter 5. هذا chapter 5 الباينوميال chapter 5. all 8 people يعني I'm talking about probability x8 يعني I'm talking about binomial of 8 and 0.3 صح? So this is the result that you will get out of that. Okay. Now the last question as usual اللي هو normal distribution. Try not to approximate the answers. Don't approximate them. Don't. Yeah, one important thing here. Yeah, one important thing I forgot. Don't do solution on the question paper. All the question need to be in the answer sheet. The note that you have, all the answer need to go there. In multiple choice questions, حتى write the answer there. I'm not gonna look at the question paper anymore. لازم على الكراسة، الحلول كلها لازم على الكراسة. Okay. Let's see the last question اللي هو normal distribution. وانتبهوا لي. We have a certain brand of automobile tires that has life expectancy that is normal distributed with the mean and with the standard deviation that you can see here in the question. So they give me the mean is this. They give me a standard deviation which is this, and they say it is normally distribution. If I go down there you can see that they give me a table صح؟ التable على الزد. التable is for the Z يعني standard normal distribution. لكن in this question أعطاني الX. So I need to find the Z as X minus mu اللي هي 20,000 divided على sigma which is 2,500. صح؟ Ask Ahmed please. Ask your question Ahmed. Yeah, this is what usually happen, Ahmed. All the students solve all the question and I choose the best for. So do please solve all of them. Most of the students do that. If you have a time, do all of them and try to see how lucky you are getting with them. Okay? Don't cancel anything. Don't cancel thing. Don't solve something and put an X at the top of it. Leave it. Leave it, I'm gonna choose the best. So shall we proceed here with the example that we are doing? Even the multiple choice, yeah, even the multiple choice, there are 6, I'm choosing 5, but solve all of them. So here we have, it is normally distributed with a mu, with a sigma. The table قاعد يعطيني z. So since the table work with the z, I need to change everything from being x to be z by using this formula. X minus mu على sigma. What's the probability that a randomly chosen tire will last 2000 miles or more? ايش يعني 2000 or more؟ يعني less than 2000 or more معناها x is greater than or equal than 2000. مش هذا معناها؟ okay. A table will give me for the less than. So I'm forced to change this to x less than 20,000. Would table give me for z, not for x? So I need to change this to z, and this will be 20,000 minus the mu, which is again 20,000, على sigma, which is 2,500. So 1 minus probability of z less than 0. So probability of less than 0. Can we get it from the table? Yes. If you check the table, what is the 0? Less than 0. Probability of z less than z is what? 0.5000. So this will be 1 minus 0.5000, which is 0.5 actually, and this is the result. This is the solution here. Clear? Now in part B, what's the probability that random chosen? They said in the question lasts for 20,000 miles or more. Okay, هذا من chapter 6, yeah. What's the probability that randomly chosen tire will last for 2,500 miles or less? ايش يعني miles or less؟ يعني I'm talking about x less than or equal to 2,500. I don't want x, I want it to be z. So probability of z, and for the 2,500 subtract the 20,000, divide by sigma, and get the result, it's equal to 1. So I'm talking about z less than or equal to 1. From the table less than or equal to 1, here is the 1. It is point, can you see it? For the 1 here, it's equal to 0.8413. So the result directly is 0.8413. The probability that randomly chosen tire will last between, now I'm talking about the x in between the 1,7,500 and the 2,500. Okay, so change each one of these to be z. This will be probability. If you change this to z, it is -1. This will be my z, and this will be 2 you will get. Change this to z, change this to z by subtracting 20,000 and 2,500. This will be my z, Now this is a probability of z less than 2 minus the probability of z less than -1. Substitute. Get them from the table. Add the 2, add the -1. Can you see it? And this is at the 2. And at the -1 is here. So substitute the two values, 0.9772 and 0.1587. This will give you the result. الحين راح أعطيكم الفيديو directly. Okay? Any question? So this is the second revision. Enough? You want one more ولا enough? I have one more here. Quickly, I'm showing you the last question. The last question here, here we go. Again, the normal distribution. They are giving you a normal distribution with the mean 45, with the deviation, the standard deviation is 12. So my formula is z equal to x minus 45 divided by 12. ومعطيني الهند table. And now they are asking me the question, percentage will spend between 33 and 57. So I'm talking about x between 33 and 57. Change it to a z using your formula, get it from the table and substitute. Okay? No, I cannot send an email. The links I can send an email now. Okay, so question 5 need to be very easy, by the way, huh? Nothing tricky in that one. It's just like this. It's a normal distribution with a small table as a hint, and it could be normally يعني x, or they could give you as a standard directly. Chapter 6. I cannot send the samples. We are not allowed to share them through email or through the LMS. We can solve them here, but I cannot send.